ask how Europe perceives Donald Trump at this moment in light of the last week in particular and the revelations that have been made here in the United States?
Well, I think most European leaders who are going to meet President Trump later this week are very curious to get to know him and to hear from him how he sees this relationship developing between Europe, within NATO, but also between Europe and the United States. I think most Europeans believe that our strategic interests coincide and that these strategic interests have been the same for the better part of 70 years, and not one political personality is going to change that fundamentally. So they're going to be looking for ways to work in a positive way with this new administration, and they just want to hear from President Trump how he sees this.
How would you compare or view the relationship that was apparent between Theresa May when she met Donald Trump and what looked like a relatively cool relationship between Angela Merkel and Donald Trump?
Well, I thought the meeting between Chancellor Merkel and President Trump was businesslike and constructive, and that's how she also came back. She saw opportunity for cooperation between the European Union and the United States. And I think that's a good thing, because we need each other. In this world that's changing so fast, a confrontation between the United States and Europe makes no sense whatsoever. If you just go back to our citizens, they share the same values, they have the same outlook on the world, they want a world that is fair, they want trade that is fair, they want to find jobs, they want growth. So we have so much in common. We need to face this huge challenge of climate change together. So, you know, these challenges are pretty daunting. But if we're united on this, Europe and the United States, there's no challenge we couldn't face.
Do you think Donald Trump has undermined his position within the international community in light of the revelations, the concerns about the Russian relationship, the Israeli intelligence?
Well, on foreign policy, you know, most of the messages we've been getting since the administration is up and running are actually in line with strategic messages we've been getting from previous administrations. So in that sense, many Europeans think, well, much of what we're hearing is something we can work with. What's happening in the United States, of course, people follow that with great interest, but the main interest in Europe is just to see how this strategic relationship will develop. And I'm very sure that all European leaders want to invest in this relationship. All European leaders know that this strategic relationship is important for our own security, how we keep President Putin at bay, how we make sure that we create a more stable situation in the Middle East, how we make sure that we look at this energy transition together, because, you know, together we're so much stronger and we can't solve these issues on our own.
And very quickly, you see President Trump as a stable partner in that? Well,
again, European leaders are waiting for him to say what he wants, how he sees NATO. He's been given two different messages on NATO. The latest message was positive. And I think all European leaders want to engage with him to create more synergy and also to take bigger responsibility for our own security. That message has been heard and digested by European leaders.